Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Pony 411. This is episode 52 on April 27th, 2014. I'm once again Nemesis, and joining me again is Alca7raz.
Hello.
And yes, of course we have a new episode to talk about. We're almost to the end of season 4. Only got
no.
3 episodes left over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, almost to the
It's
end.
almost over. And of course, this week there's also a ton of news. Basically, there's as much news this week as there was over the last 2 weeks from last week. So,
Yeah.
wow.
That's a lot of news.
Yeah, it's unusual. Anyway, I should probably just dive right in. If you want to follow along, just go to pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. All our show notes are there, and there you can see all the links for everything. So here we go. To start us off, BabsCon threw a video up on YouTube that was playing at the con. It's an animated music video for the song BabsCon, The Experience, The Song, which is a parody of Bab's Bad Seed. They also have promised more videos on the page from the convention, so check those out when they pop up. Speaking of BabsCon, they've also announced that they will be back in 2015. They paired that announcement with the release of a shirt designed by Leakfish that was supposed to be released at the con last weekend. So, oops. The shirt is only available until May 9th, so if you want one, you better hurry up and grab it.
Yep.
Galacon has released a promo video for the convention made by Jan Animations.
Yeah.
Check it out if you're interested in going. Or even if you're not. You should just go watch it.
It's cool that he's still making pony-based animations.
Yeah. Well, this one had all OC, so...
Yes, it's all OC, so he's a little bit safer there.
A little bit. Yeah. TrotCon has announced some information on musicians and panels. There will be 2 nights of music, with the first night being rock and the second being a rave.
Yeah, raves.
Which was very similar to how Everfree did it last year.
Yes.
They also have a ton of musicians lined up for both, so yeah, we're not going to go through trying to list them all.
Yeah.
And some of the panels they've announced include a stand-up comedian, panel on G1 MLP, apparently what can go wrong with it, a wedding,
That's interesting.
and more. So go take a look at their site for more details.
A wedding.
Yeah. Darkly cute, one of their chairs.
Oh,
So,
neat.
yeah. Brony Expo has made a few announcements. The first being Michelle Krieber, the voice of Applebloom, will be attending. So hooray there. The second is that Michael Dangerfield, the voice of Brayburn, will be hosting a 2-hour voice acting class to 10 guests at the con. Class
Only
will cost
10.
an extra $55, and tickets will go on sale May 2nd. They said 12 p.m., but they never said what time zone they meant. So basically 10 people, $55. It's going to go fast.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
if you're serious about trying to get into voice acting,
Yeah.
this is a good way to do it. But I'm going to say this: if you have no intention of becoming a voice actor, don't take a ticket.
Yeah, don't
That's
ruin it
not-
for someone else who really is wanting to.
Yeah, so just be a good person about it. But you sell 10 tickets, there's probably going to be multiple people who want to be in voice acting. So a lot more than 10. So it's going to go within seconds, probably. So just be on the lookout.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Everfree Northwest decided they have had too many writing panels for one weekend, because I remember last week it was just endless writing panels, and, well, apparently they have more. So they decided to live stream some pre-con panels online once a month until the con. The first one was Saturday night, so it'll probably be uploaded soon. Their social media sites will announce when the next 2 panels will air, so stay tuned. So one in May, one in June, and then cons in July. So
Yep.
I didn't get to see last night, so I don't know what it's like, but if you're interested in writing stuff, there's a good place to go. Anyway, Brony Can has announced Georgia Ball, a writer for the new MLP comic series coming in May, and she'll be going to their convention. So yeah,
Yay.
a new writer, new series, I guess. This says new series. I don't remember a new series being announced, but Katie Cook, another writer of the MLP comic, has a spotlight panel at WonderCon 2014 that there were quite a few interesting tidbits in it. Go check out the write-up from Comic Book Resources. So she was talking about stuff like what it was like, how she got into the comic, some of the characters she likes to write for. Someone asked her how would she handle the alicornification of Twilight, which is led to a thing she said she basically would have spread it out more throughout the season rather than just kind of basically concentrate into 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Music Questia has announced their first event and will be in Seattle
Yay.
on July 9th, which is shortly after Everfree Northwest. The ticket sales will help fund other concerts on tour, and apparently pre-sales will also help make this one better. So
Yeah.
if you're someone who was thinking about coming to Everfree Northwest anyway, and you have, vacation days or whatever, you might want to consider going to this.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this is the first stop on the tour, I guess, is here in Seattle, which is
Nice and local.
Yeah, for us anyway.
For us.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. A Brony Tale, the documentary with Ashley Ball's involvement, now has some major distributors. This means they'll get a limited theatrical release, which is about 20 to 30 theaters or so around the country, U.S., a cabled video on demand release, and a Blu-ray release.
Yeah, they've already got a whole bunch of stuff lined up before it's even fully aired, which the Brony documentary did not.
Everything, ducks in a row, all that stuff.
Yep.
And speaking of the Brony documentary, the host of the digital versions of the Brony documentary will be shutting down on May 1st. If you have a digital copy of the film and still haven't saved it, you don't have much time left.
Yeah, I've got my copy saved.
So, I don't know why you have it and not save it at this point, but yeah.
Yeah, I've also have the
the
physical
site will be
copies,
shut down.
so-
All accounts and password, all that stuff will be wiped out.
Yep.
It'll be gone. Apparently, I'm guessing money
Possibly, yeah.
or something. Anyway, in fan news, Trotmania Crystallize and sister project Trotmania Crusaders, the ponification of Stepmania, has had its final update recently, completing both games. The total track list is over 200 songs, so if you're into that sort of thing, go check it out. A lot of pony stuff, and apparently a couple tracks from Frozen have gotten in.
Interesting.
So, nice little thing, I guess, to play on your computer.
Yep.
Especially, I guess, if you have a DDR pad.
Which I do not.
Fallout Equestria, the massively popular fanfic, is getting a
That's an
second
understatement.
printing. If you missed out the first time and want in, you have until May 4th to sign up. The books will cost $40 for the set of 2, plus $10 shipping for US, $40 for Canada, and $55 for the rest of the world.
That's a pretty
Because
big
they are
price
big
difference.
hardcover books.
Yeah, yeah.
They're nice, big. I've seen pictures. They're big, nice, big hardcover, nicely bound books, and so they're going to be heavy. So that's why the shipping costs so much for international.
Yeah.
It's just the reality of the situation. They said they're going to try to get the cost down further, but don't hold your breath.
Yeah.
Anyway, Equestrian Dreamers, the people behind My Little Investigations, the recently released fan game, are recruiting people to work on episode 2. If you think you can lend a hand, go check out their site for what they're looking for. They're looking for artists, programmers, I think, and VAs, lots of VAs.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you think you can do stuff with your voice, try it. Make it in. Anyway, the 6th winner of the We Love Fine contest has been announced and is and I'm going to try to make sure I got this right. Alexei Mushutikov. I'm hoping I got that right. Mushutikov or something like that. I'm not Russian.
Yeah.
So if I butchered that, sorry. Anyway, from there to business stuff. Hasbro has had their first quarter earnings call, and there's quite a bit of good news for, well, I guess their toys in general, mostly girls' toys. Because, well, the girls category went up 21% from last year. And Hasbro cited MLP, Equestria Girls, and the Nerf Rebel line as the driving forces behind the growth. And you can check out the story at USA Today for the short version, or at Seeking Alpha for the long, in-depth version, which also includes other things like the boys' toys being up 2%, Transformers being down, but they're expecting it to grow over the so on forth. And kicking off from that story, the Washington Post, as interestingly, put an article up attributing the growth of the Hasbro Girls category to, well, us. Well, the fandom us, not us.
Yeah, I haven't purchased that many things.
Take a look at the article and see if you agree with them, because there's a bit of fighting about that. I actually personally disagree with the idea that we're that big of a contributor. I think we're like the Transformers fandom. We contribute maybe a quarter of the sales at most.
Significant, but not
so much
the
that we're
majority.
We're somewhat significant, but not enough to actually really pay that much attention to. Just throw us a bone and we'll be fine.
Yeah, we're noteworthy. That's what it is.
Anyway, speaking of merchandise stuff, we got some comic news, and one of those news bits is one of the variant covers for issue 19 of the MLP mainline comic. It's going to be a parody of a Walking Dead cover, of a cover of The Walking Dead, and will be available at Hartford Comic Con May 31st to June 1st. If there are any left over afterwards, they will be put up for sale at Zombie Leader's website. So go check that out if you can't go to the con. But if you like The Walking Dead, it's just a kind of interesting little.
It's kind of a neat cover. Yeah.
Next thing you'll know, you'll do it the parody of that one's famous Spider-Man cover.
Oh boy.
The one with he's walking away because he's done being Spider-Man.
Yep.
Yeah. Volume 5 of the MLP comic trade paperbacks is up for Amazon for pre-order. It will contain issues 17 through 20 and will be released on September 30th this year. And just like the other ones, it's about $15. So all 4 comics. Yeah, it's a good deal.
Yeah.
And a new MLP book written by G.M. Barrow has shown up and is called Fluttershy and the Fine Furry Friends Fair.
That's a nice tongue twister.
Yes. It is set for release in January 2015. So it's going to be well before we see that one.
Yeah.
The Princess Twilight Sparkle Interplay tins have shown up at Hot Topic, and as before, the tins come with a promo card, a booster packs for the CCG, a trading card, 3 trading card booster packs, and a poster. So this one also has an Applejack card. Trijack confirmed.
You wish.
I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
So go look for it if you want it, and I'm going to go hunt it down. It's at Hot Topic, so there's I think the Lunas were... Which one? One of them was there was the Luna, Rarity, and Twilight. One of them was Target exclusive. One was a Walmart exclusive. I'm trying to remember which one is which. Any which way, this one's Hot Topic. So go listen to our old episodes if you want to find out the other ones. Anyway, but speaking of Applejack, her and Big Mac have Funko figures coming, as we've reported before, and they're up for pre-order Hot Topic, and they're going to be releasing in the end of May. So
yes, those will be more
coming pre-order. Yeah, there you go. Applejack with her hat and a Big Mac.
Yep.
And also, still within the Apple family, Applejack and Big Mac are also getting a release from 4DE for the plushies. And, well, Big Mac is
living up to his name.
Big.
Yeah, there's a pretty large size difference.
Yeah, so, yeah, it looks like he's about 18 inches, because the 40E is a 10-inch, and based on that, yeah, I think he's an 18-inch plushie, which means if the 10 inches are about $25 a piece, he'll probably be something like $40, $45. So be expected to spend some if you want a Big Mac to hug or something. Okay. Anyway, the game that was mentioned in the finale press release from last week is now on the Hub's website. It's called Rainbow Falls Flight School, and it's a browser game, and that has a striking resemblance to, that one game that you may have heard of called Flappy Birds.
No, I don't think anyone's heard of that one.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the same thing. You click to gain altitude. If you don't click, she falls, and it's a little bit different, more forgiving. You go through hoops. It charges up a meter, and you wind up going fast. You're just collecting coins and whatnot. And 3 rather than Flappy Birds, where it's 1 hit, you're done. It's 3, you're done. So it's a little more forgiving. It's kind of okay.
It's something to waste time.
Yeah, it's a nice way to waste time. If they release an actual mobile app, though, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Anyway, a second official MLP soundtrack has been released, and it's currently an iTunes exclusive.
Yeah.
Still, has songs from season 3 and 4, and 2 of them are extended versions. Make a Wish and Find a Way, specifically. Make a Wish is from Pinkie Pride, and Find a Way is the slow song from Magical Mystery Cure.
Yeah. Well, it kind of popped up out of nowhere too.
Yeah, it just kind of popped up. Go check it out, or if you're like us, start poking for releases on other stores like, say, Google Play or Amazon.
Yes.
Because I'd want higher quality, please.
Yes.
Anyway, speaking of the music, Friendship is Magic, and, well, Little's Pet Shop if you care, has been nominated for some Leo Awards in the animation category, including for Best Musical Score. That's Daniel Ingram and Stephen Andrews, being nominated for Pinkie Pride, and Best Overall Sound. Okay, here we go. Marcel Tuperalt, Todd Araki, Jason Fredrickson, and Adam McGee for Power Ponies. I'm really hoping I pronounced that first name correctly, because wow.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're like me, you'll be excited for this one. Rebecca Shoyket has confirmed via Twitter that Sunset Shimmer will return in Rainbow Rocks. So that's one thing that people have been wondering, because she hasn't really appeared in much of anything for the promotional material. So there, we got confirmation. She returns.
The question will be, in what form?
Yes. In what form?
And I don't mean, physical form. I mean, how much is she going to play a role?
Yeah. Hoping she shows up a lot. Anyway.
Of course you would.
Speaking of Rainbow Rocks, another short has been released. This one is called Pinkie on the One, and surprise, it's about Pinkie. Yeah, so that's short number 4.
Yep.
That one's Dash is looking for a drummer, and finally finds one in Pinkie. That's the gist of it.
That's basically the gist of it.
After, Pinkie, talking to Pinkie, because Pinkie's supposed to be helping her.
Yes.
And, Pinkie's sitting there drumming on stuff, and Dash just doesn't get it for a while.
I was rather annoyed when he starts drumming on her head.
Yeah, just getting annoyed, and then, wait a minute. Because she's talking about how she needs someone who can do stuff with both hands asynchronously, and
got
needs a lot of energy and needs to be able to carry the band. And finally it clicks when she's drumming on the table so much that everything's shaking. Everyone's food is falling off their trays and stuff.
Yes.
It's actually really well done, compared to last one.
Yep.
I would honestly, yeah, I honestly would actually probably say this one's better than the second one too. But
Possibly. I did kind of like some of the faces.
I just also liked, Pinky was drawing on this massive glitter barrel thing. Yeah. And she's drumming on it. She finds her spraying glitter all over Dash.
Turned her purple.
Yeah, purple and sparkly. Wait a second.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, so this also, if these are, it's also, I just realized something. These shorts are like in order. That means the wings from Fluttershy and Dash both disappeared.
Yes.
Because, yeah, so that's a good thing, I guess.
It's temporary.
I guess they're temporary for who knows how long they last. If it lasts more than 4 hours, consult your doctor.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so it was actually a pretty good short. So, yeah, I noticed a lot of people were getting, noticing that the shorts were starting to get worse. And
Yeah,
worse, and this one kind of brings
so.
it back up. So, good.
Yep.
I'm hoping the next one will be great, too, because I guess we're halfway through now, so.
Yeah,
4
which
more
ones do we
until
got
the release
left?
of the movie.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there's going to be one focus on Rarity and Applejack, so that's 4. I think, yeah. Yeah. And I'm missing one.
Always miss one. We've got
Something's messing me up.
We've got
Dash,
Rainbow.
Pinky,
We've got Pinky,
Fluttershy, Rarity. Okay, that's 5. Okay, I just forgot Fluttershy. That was the problem. I just forgot she
Aw.
existed for a second.
You forgot Fluttershy.
Yeah, so that's
Cue the
5 we're
angry
gonna
mob.
see. And so I'm guessing that's 5 of the 8. So the other 3 we got, of course, we got Vinyl Scratch as 1. So that means I'm wondering what the other 2 are going to be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe one Sunset Shimmer.
Keep your hopes up.
I'm going to. But anyway, that's the news. Finally, we're done.
The news. It's a lot of it.
And of course, we got the episode to talk about now, though. So it was Inspiration Manifestation. It's the episode 23 of 26.
Yep.
And it was a Spike episode, which made me
Rarity.
kind of go, oh. But anyway, so basically, Rarity's trying to do something, create a tribute to the, what was it, Full and Philly Fair or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Which
They didn't
is
explain
kind
it
of
that
a
much.
odd title, but whatever. She's trying to contribute something. She tries to make a puppet show theater for Puppet Master, and
It kind of sucked.
well, it was nice looking, I guess, but it was useless.
It was form over function.
Yeah. It was pretty much useless, and he told her as such. It was useless, and she got all upset and started crying and throwing a drama show. And Spike decides, I gotta help her because Spike gotta help
Before
her.
she eats all the ice cream in Equestria.
Yeah, because she was eating a ton of ice cream. Anyway, so he goes to the castle of the two sisters, the wrecked one in the Everfree Forest, and he, looking to find a spell, and Hallowish is there, and he's trying to find, and then he accidentally pulls a book that turns out to be a secret lever, and there's this book on a pedestal and behind a locked door, and knowing all sense of good sense,
Yes.
he goes in and grabs the book and takes it back to Rarity and gives to her, and she reads the spell in there, and it turns her magic, it kind of envelops her horn, turns her magic green, and then she starts just trying to change things. She wants the book prettier, so the book changes to prettier, and then she wants her couch to be better, so the couch is better, and then she makes a new puppet theater, and the puppet guy loves it now because it's actually useful. And then she decides, she needs to keep doing more stuff. She's going to hold on to the book for a little bit longer. Spike rolls with it because whatever.
Because it's Rarity.
It's Rarity, yeah. So, and then it turns out she's just he goes to check on her, and she's been creating so much stuff that just overflowing out of her house, literally. And things just keep getting worse from there. She's now decided she needs to beautify everything. She needs to just keep doing stuff, but of course she has to do it in secret as a little surprise. So she's going around just changing things. And now, though, because of what she's doing, she's starting to actually actively make things worse.
Yep.
She's like, initially it seemed really harmless, like she made the Apple's cart fancy.
And jewel encrusted.
Yeah. But then things start getting worse, like she decides to, what was it? She turned
Town hall into a giant thing of crystal and trapped
but
two
before that
bunnies
she was
inside.
she ruined a kid's party, but it's classing it up.
Yes.
So she replaced all the candy and stuff with hors d'oeuvres.
Yes.
And the clown, the butler, and all this stuff, and
the band with a fancy band, and Octavia.
Yeah. So she's sitting there ruining stuff. And things start becoming jewel encrusted. She gives Dash a dress that she doesn't want. She messes with the birdhouse of Fluttershy's that makes the bird lost because now it's this big extravagant bird mansion.
Bird Mansion.
And she turns the streets into
Gold.
Yeah, gold.
Streets
Gold
of gold.
plating, gold, something like
Yeah.
that. Which, of course, is blinding and hard to walk on.
Yes.
And she decides, no, she can't stop a ponyville. She has to do everything while Spike is sitting there trying to... So Spike gets the idea to get the book away from her, right? So he finally gets away from her and, well, he eats it.
He eats the book.
And that doesn't work. It still... Spell still has a hold on her. And finally he just tells her, no, you're ruining things. It's awful. And that because of that, it breaks a spell. Because apparently that was part of the spell, is telling the truth about it will set you free or something.
Yes.
And because it breaks the spell, and of course she's confused, doesn't know what happened, and now the things are still ruined. And she's like, "It's okay, Spike." And then he gets home, and hey, Twilight's mad because she had to clean it up.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So I'm guessing, what did you think?
It was okay. It was better than I was expecting for a Spike and Rarity episode. My bar was not set very high. I'm not a huge fan of either of those, but it was fairly enjoyable.
Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, I saw Spike as like, and I saw those 2 Spike episodes in a row. I was like, oh man, I'm like, we've not made it hidden at all that we're not Spike fans at all.
He could be written a lot better. I'm not 100% against him. He's just not a very. But his episodes just don't work out very well.
This one worked out really well, surprisingly.
Yes.
I think for me, though, it was more along the lines of because just watching Rarity be crazy.
Crazier. Yes. She's already a bit.
I think that was what made it enjoyable. Spike, there was a couple times like, Spike, you're being an idiot. Yo, Spike, you're being an idiot. Spike, you're being an idiot. Again.
Aloysius was there to tell him that,
yeah,
too.
I was sympathizing with Aloysius because he's trying to tell him, hey, this isn't a good idea. Of course, it was an owl, so it just sounds like, whoo.
Yes.
But still, he's trying to stop it, and he's, even though he's still kind of helping him when he needs it, but he's still also trying to get Spike to stop it, and it's not working. And so I was sympathizing with Aloysius a bit.
Just a little, yeah.
So it was a good episode overall. I was surprised, like I said, surprisingly so for me, but
yeah, it was better than I expected.
Yeah, so
it was.
So I'm thinking season 4 is delivering pretty well if we've made this good Spike episode. 2 good Spike episodes, actually, I think.
Yeah.
Now.
So it's a good episode.
So yeah, it was really.
Not the best.
Really nice things like Rarity. Man, Rarity's eyes were glowing green. Her horn was green because of the magic and
because of the dark
magic.
Dang,
she was kind of scary looking.
Yeah, it's like, oh jeez.
Nope.
It's some sort of possession there.
Yeah, it was pretty much possession. That was the idea.
The 3 of us. It's just a secret between the 3 of us. You, me, and the book.
Yeah, she would not let the book away, and that was one of the things was Aloysius was kind of distracting her, so Spike could grab the book, and then still, yeah,
that was funny.
He just ate it, and he was holding his mouth. And of course, now his mouth is all square shaped. He finally has that chiseled jaw he's going for.
Not quite.
Not quite though, but and bulk biceps showed up briefly in the beginning with the bit with Pinky when she was announcing the fair, which that's a weird thing. Full and Philly fair. It's like that's a little redundant, don't you think?
Yeah, Full is
a kid.
Full is
it's a kid.
Newborn. It's the youngest for a horse, and it works for either gender. Filly is a little bit older than a Full for female horses. You use colts and fillies.
But I noticed it's use foals interchangeably for kids in the show.
Yes, it's
still either which way. It's kind of redundant and kind of also exclusionary. Well, not exclusionary. If you're going to go with that interpretation, it's very exclusionary. But
also, they didn't explain the fair at all.
Yeah,
no idea what the fair is about.
Yeah, it's just kind of was there and then it was gone. It was just a backdrop.
Something. They needed to explain the
why. The why.
Start. Yeah.
It's also interesting that this book. It looks like it's made of stone and has spikes on it. It literally had spikes sticking out of the cover, and Spike thought it was a good idea to use it because it had spikes on it, like me.
Not quite.
And Aloysius is, of course, not happy. And of course, when he grabbed, it was behind a locked door, which he melted the lock, and then when he grabbed it, was everything was shaking. He didn't even notice. The stairs fell or falling into a pit of unknown depth. Didn't even notice while he's reading.
Completely.
And he gets out, and once he gets out of the room, wall slams shut, and that's that.
Yep, and sealed.
There's probably a good reason it was kept locked and hidden, but
yeah,
he doesn't seem to understand that he's kind of dumb.
It's little, just a little.
It's also interesting they got all the main 6 in there in some way. All of them having to deal with the fallout from Rarity's episode.
Some of them got off better than others.
Yeah, like Fluttershy's trying to guide the bird out, and it's just not working.
No.
It's like one of those things, like, just fly out the window.
Yeah, I know. You see it pass it and just stop, turn right, window.
Yeah. And Pinky's party was ruined, yeah. And that brings up an excellent thing, because it was a mariachi band, I think, or something close to it.
Yeah.
And she zaps them with magic, and now it's a high-class band, and one of them's Octavia, and Octavia wasn't there before, so...
What happened to the band?
Yeah.
And
Were they transformed into these new ponies, which seems a little weird, which
Yeah,
I don't
that
think
would
makes
be-
sense, or they were replaced with these ponies, so...
I would think
Were they just swapped around? Does this mean some
someone
fancy party in Canterlot now has a mariachi band playing?
we'll go with that because the alternative's
be
not
something
very
like that.
nice.
But yeah, it's also, man, those kids went so... Oh, yeah, the what was it, the ice cream or something? It was ice cream or cake or something. They had a spoon in it, and it was turned into an ice sculpture.
Oh, yes.
It's like, oh.
Oh. Well then.
And Spike wearing diamond armor, basically.
Oh, yep. Couldn't even move.
Yeah, couldn't really move. Kept falling over. And, of course, Tri's like, oh, no, it happened to you, too. No, because she's completely unaware. He just knows there's a problem going on in Ponyville. And, well, Spike tries to play it off. No, I'm trying new style. But,
Spike promised he wouldn't tell anyone.
yeah.
Yeah, well.
But he didn't pinky promise that he would be fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was just one of the... This disaster just blowing up further and further as time went on, because Spike just refused to, let anyone help, or the fact that he decided it was a good idea to do it in the first place.
Yep, and then he wasn't going to break his promise, even though, bad idea.
And I did like in the beginning, it was just kind of funny when Rarity's throwing her drama fit and just 12 empty tubs or so. I think it was like 12 tubs of ice cream. She went through 12 tubs of ice cream. And she's also, when she's eating, she's actually making, Tabitha St. Germain is actually making nom nom noises.
Yeah.
Nom nom.
That was a funny scene.
That was actually pretty fun. Tabitha St. Germain has plenty of fun doing this stuff.
Yes.
And it's, I did like they kind of thinly alluded to Rainbow Dash always dresses in style.
She's worn dresses before.
I know, but the line Rarity said, now in style. It's like,
I will say that.
Although I noticed she was having a hard time actually pulling it off, which makes me wonder. Was that? I'm guessing that was a side effect of the spell. She literally could not pull it off.
The dress?
Yeah, Dash was. It just seems like it was stuck fast to her.
Well, it didn't look like there were any openings in the dress.
Yeah,
It was
so
just
I'm
small. It's just like, when you custom form something around something, it's kind of hard for them to remove it.
Yeah.
Plus, it's also hard to remove while you're flying.
Yeah. Well, she could have landed, but no, can't land. Got to keep flying.
You know how hard is it to fly properly? She did land. She crashed.
Yeah,
It's hard to fly with something like that when you have that kind of a dress.
The thing about the Apple family was probably the least affected.
They just got a fancy cart.
They got a fancy car, and they could easily knowing them, they're pragmatic, so they probably picked off the jewels and sold them. So
Maybe.
one thing I did like, even though Rarity really easily forgave Spike, Twilight got pissed. When she found out it was basically Spike's fault.
Yeah. She was not happy.
You could see her mane was messed up. She was tired. She just wanted to go to sleep because she had to clean it up. Because guess what? She's probably the only one with enough power to counter that stuff.
Well,
that was
it
applied.
was
Her, Luna, and Cadence.
Yeah.
Not Celestia.
Too busy.
Or something.
Someone's got to manage the royalty.
Although it's kind of funny, they got Cadence in from the Crystal Empire.
Yeah, that's like
that's the thing.
Cadence.
Cadence. You brought Cadence in from the Crystal Empire to clean this up rather than you coming yourself or something. Celestia.
That's just how Celestia rolls. She never does anything
She's
herself.
very hoofs off, I guess.
Huh?
Very hooves off.
Yes.
Which is suspiciously to her benefit a lot.
Yeah, I mean, when has she ever done anything and not
Few
failed
angry
at it?
Celestia fans. But yeah, that was interesting. They weren't shown, but they're mentioned. So they had to clean it up. Which I'm guessing, the spell was a pretty powerful one.
Yep.
It seems to be that this is kind of the implication this show has. Like, I guess incantations are more powerful, but of course they take a lot longer to do.
That's usually a usually something you see with
Yeah.
like dark magic.
Well,
It's
or just magic in general, because like the alicorn spell, or not, it's not the alicorn spell, but the spell from season 3.
yeah.
She read it aloud and that casts a spell. So it's like, it seems like just having a spell that you have to read aloud and cast at the same time. I guess just
Yeah, that's another one. It's I don't know how magic works there.
yeah,
She was just
it's one of those
reading
things they're
it.
going to constantly kind of make up new rules as time goes along because it's not really relevant to them. Because to be honest, magic is kind of a do anything you want in this show and
It's
make
magic.
it plausible.
I
You
gotta
can make
explain it.
anything. You can make anything plausible. Just like Spike said, it's magic.
It's magic. Yes.
Yeah, it was great.
It was a good
It was actually
episode.
pretty great. I was surprised. I was honestly surprised at how much I enjoyed it. So yeah, I think honestly greatest Spike episode ever.
Of course, I'll have to agree with there, but it's not saying it's
Yeah.
the
So I'm
bar's
wondering-
not set very high. So
Yeah, this bar is very low already. And what was my previous greatest?
I have no clue.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was another season 4 episode.
Probably at the rate season 4 is going.
I'm sitting here like, what was it? Because it's like Spike's that forgettable at times. So sitting here just trying to figure out what in the world was the last Spike episode that was good. And I believe it was. I believe it was Power Ponies. That was a Spike episode technically.
Technically, yeah.
So I think
Well,
that
it
was
was
like
pretty
the
good.
last. So yeah, season 4, making Spike a little bit easier to like.
Finally figuring out how to write him.
I guess, even though I still honestly think you should be if they should just try to find a way to get him out of the show. But
I don't think at this point. I don't think they can.
yeah, he's too. It's
He-
like they pretty much removed all reason for him being there, but he's just there because he has to be.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to write letters anymore.
Nope.
He's just there for. There's something in the drain. Could you use your claws to get it?
Why did you just use your magic?
Well, the other ponies.
Oh.
Applejack can't. Bonk.
But Spike's always with Twilight, so
No.
I'll just have to figure it out herself.
Any which way. Well, she probably does. She probably does it just because she's lazy, or giving him something to do.
Yes.
Otherwise, he's useless.
Stay out of my hair. just
do
give
that
him
for a
something
while.
to stay
Go
out
to
of the
Rarity.
way.
Go away.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun.
It was fun.
Best Spike episode, yes. Middle of the road season 4 episode though. Well,
That's
actually a little higher than that.
Yeah,
I
I
think
put
there's
it
some episodes that
within-
would be lower than this, but I think what helped it definitely was just it was about Rarity's breakdown as under magic influence. Oh, I almost forgot. This puppet guy kind of breezed right over the guy. The voice was just. That's a very classic archetype voice, and it was obvious there. I can't remember who the guy was, but I know they're going for a very particular homage with that,
It was dressed up.
with that very
Like,
particular showman voice. I'm trying to remember.
Like Willy Wonka, like the original.
Not Willy.
Wonka.
It was not. It wasn't.
Changed
they
the
weren't-
tie, and it looked
wasn't
like
homage
original
to Willy Wonka though, but the voice was. I remember a lot of the old cartoons also
Yeah.
reference the same guy with it. It was just and I don't want to try to emulate it because I'll probably butcher it horribly.
I couldn't do it, so. Yeah, but it looked like
It was really fun.
It's
And
his
also
face.
the puppets also. Yeah, those were creepy because
Those were
he was
creepy.
controlling them the whole time, and still he just kind of turns around and glares at Rarity with them. It's like, well, way to creep someone out,
Yep, puppets are always creepy.
just like clowns.
Yes.
Which is a good thing. Why it's actually secretly a good thing why that clown was turned into a butler.
Yes. Yes. Clowns are creepy.
Yeah, so next week is Equestria Games, which is another Spike episode. I can't believe they shoved 2 Spike episodes back to back like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of one of those. It's like back in season 1, they put 2 CMCX episodes back to back, and everyone's like, ah.
But hey, this one was pretty good.
Yeah, this
so.
one was good. So hope.
And the next one's Equestria Games.
So there's hope. But
So
after that, though,
it could be like last week's episode. It was all of them.
yeah, but it seems to be pretty much a Spike focus. So that's that for the episode. But before we move on to fan content, I do want, sort of move on to fan content. This is I got a review of My Little Investigations, I want to say, because I did play through the game. Unfortunately, Alcatraz has not had the time to do so yet, but I did play through the game. So from my understanding, I've never played the Phoenix Wright games, but I know the gist of them. So I believe this they admitted pretty much the same sort of gameplay, although their own spin on it. And the story's pretty straightforward. I mean, they pretty much tell you from the beginning who did it. But there are a couple things here and there that are like, oh, that's a bit of a surprise. But it's actually a pretty solid game. There's tutorial stuff, and it's all presented by. It's kind of with tutorial stuff. I'm kind of how should I say it? I'm a little torn because on one hand, it's kind of a nice little twist on how to do a tutorial rather than just, oh, here's a blob of text and that will explain stuff, or a menu option. But
I hate that.
they also they do a Pinkie Pie breaks the fourth wall joke, which I really not like. So I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing those.
Yeah, I don't like
panels.
Pinkie breaking fourth wall jokes because often it just winds up being lazy attempts at humor and particularly fanfics. They did a pretty good job, all things considered, but it's one of those, I don't know how to feel totally about it, but it was pretty good. And yeah, the gameplay was solid. I mean, it's just, you're looking around, you're finding clues, and then I think the hardest part was confrontations, is when you have to break someone basically using evidence and whatnot. That was definitely the hardest part, because that's when the game basically stopped holding your hand, was the first one. It's like, it should explain the first one, and pretty much you got there's a little bit more after that, but after that it's just like you're on your own. You got to figure it out from here. And then there's another confrontation later, which gets way harder than the first one, because you got to go through multiple stages, and it's like, oh, okay. So gameplay wise, it was nice. Art was solid. Art was nice. It's kind of the art sprites in particular are kind of this faux 3D effect because it's got the overhead view. So it looked really nice. The music was great. I like the music. They actually offer the soundtrack. So if you like this music, go download it. But the voice acting was very hit and miss for various reasons. Some of it was just like the voice actor couldn't seem to handle the voice they're trying to do. Others was it was technical problems. Was like Rarity in particular had some really bad ones. The voice actor in herself just was like very all over the place when it comes to trying to emulate Tabitha St. Germain, and pretty much failed. I mean, she kind of got the feeling of the character, but the voice was very off. And not only that, there's a couple times that the voice recording itself was like really muffled or scratchy. And other times it was like crystal clear. So it was like, what's going on with her microphone? And it was not like all of a sudden like it got part way through the game, then it just clears up. It's like clear, muffled, clear. And since you interact with Rarity a lot, it's very noticeable. Twilight's voice is passable. It's not the best emulation, but it's not the worst. Scootaloo actually did a really good job. The voice of Scootaloo was actually surprisingly well done. Dash was mostly well done, except every once I think it was the same voice actor, so sometimes it started to slip into sounding like Scootaloo, which was weird. Applebloom got the accent, but the voice kept missing in general, just didn't sound right. And Sweetie Belle was just completely wrong. There is no way around it. Sweetie Belle was just completely wrong.
That bites.
There's a couple of voices which like really nailed it, and I don't want to spoil them, but yeah, there's a couple of voices pretty much nailed who they were. And there's a couple of OCs which kind of had some interesting. They were completely optional to talk to. They just add a little bit of, I guess, humor to it. So yeah, it's kind of short. It's episode 1. Like we said in the quick hits, they're working on episode 2 right now, so they just wanted to get it out.
Yeah.
Some working. It's True Blue Scootaloo. Trying to figure out. Who stole the giant diamond and opal from Rarity, and the towering prime suspect is Scootaloo, so you got to clear her name.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious from the beginning who did it, but yeah, because they pretty much tell you straight up. It's pretty obvious unless you're stupid.
Yeah, in the opening cinematic.
Yeah, in the opening cinematic.
Yeah, I remember seeing that when we were at panels.
Yeah. It's also nice save system. You can, multiple saves, name them yourself so you know what it is rather than just save 1, save 2.
God, I hate that.
Yeah, so multiple not one save either. So, and the game will support, I don't know if it does now, but I know it will support custom cases in the future.
Yeah, I know they said they were working on that.
And they've also built, so this very much felt like a kind of tutorial first case. So it's like kind of gently lets you in, and then I'm guessing from here on out it's going to get more and more difficult to play through these. And it also kind of sets up an overarching story of Twilight actually becoming an official investigator. So,
interesting.
Which obviously means this probably splinters off from official canon quite a bit. Because there's one thing, it's like, if this was post season 3, it would have been 1,000 times easier for her.
Yeah.
So that's it. Really good. Solid gameplay. I didn't find any weird bugs. There's a couple little Easter eggs. Sounds voices hit and miss. Sound itself, there's also a couple things that reminds me. There's a couple sound effects that plays during voices which drown out the voice, which I think they need to do work on if they're going to do that sort of sound effect during voice acting. Quiet down the sound effects because they drown out the voices sometimes. But yeah, overall, I definitely recommend playing if you haven't already, and I'm definitely looking forward to future installments.
I'm going to have to find the time. I've got it downloaded. I just haven't found the time to install and play it yet.
So yeah, I guess we also got some fan content.
Yes.
And that's going to kick over to Alcatraz because he got some music.
I do. I've got 3 songs today. We're going to start it out with an artist that I've featured a couple times before. Forever Free Bronies, Here on the Moon, featuring 2 other guest vocalists. It's a fun little song. It's a ukulele based, so it's got kind of that classic you think Hawaiian because of the ukulele, but it's just a fun little song.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. It was very nice and bouncy.
Yeah,
nice bouncy happy song. Well, oddly happy sounding, but when you
you listen to this, you listen to the lyrics and you go
melancholic happy.
Yes,
which is paradoxical but totally makes sense.
Yes, it's
like some of those 80s songs I've heard, it's super bouncy, but then you listen to it, it's like, wow, it's actually kind of depressing.
Yeah. So that's a good one. Go listen to that and his other stuff. The next one I have is a Simgratina remix of Entropy, a song that came a little while ago.
Well, I got no good intention. The 4th dimension is my own mansion. It's all messed up, I don't care. Cause what fun is there in ever making sense? Did I get lost along the way? Lose my mind for a new identity? I quite enjoy ruining your day, and I just wanna cause a little entropy. You tried so hard to make a hero out of me, but there are some rules I don't obey, and I just wanna cause a little chaos and entropy.
Again, this is it's fun. It's kind of hard to describe this one because it's Simgratina. He kind of does his own little thing, but it's
Awkward Marina.
Awkward Marina is the artist of the original.
They remixed.
Yeah, and he remixed that one, but it's still Sim's original, the Sim's take on it.
Yeah,
but it's a Discord theme song
sung by a girl.
Yes. It's sung by...
When you think about it, we got a lot of songs where it's supposed to be from the main 6 sung by a guy, and then we get a Discord song which should be sung by a guy, and what do we get?
Sung by a girl. Yes, but it's still really well done.
Yeah, it's really well done.
It's hard to describe the genre. It kind of uses pieces of everything, mainly electronic though.
Yeah.
But good
very
song.
Poppy too.
Yeah, it's kind of
pop.
A pop, kind of a glitch pop, a little bit. Yeah. So go listen to it.
Yeah, I was surprised when I heard it. It was really nice. And I just how it ends, too. That was actually...
The last one I have is a song by Aoshi. It's called Music Has the Right to Foals. This one's sort of a remix. I can't really say remix of Music in You. It just uses bits and pieces here and there, but does something completely different. And it's actually a little bit different than Aoshi's normal stuff. But it's definitely a mellow background kind of a song. So
yeah, I'd agree with that. It was odd.
It's a
I
bit.
don't know. I was like,
it's
how
different.
do you place this one?
It's
one of those hard to classify songs.
I had to listen to it a couple times, really. But
I also think it's probably the weakest of the 3. I think the second one's probably the best one.
Yeah, I'll agree with that one.
Yeah.
So
That was probably the weakest, but it was still pretty good, I guess. But I'm not sure if it's one of those that's going to go in my library. Good. Depends.
I enjoyed
I'd have
it.
to probably listen to it again.
yeah, like I said, I had to listen to this like 2 or 3 times before it really. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I only got
It's
to listen
just
to it
it's
once,
just a bit
twice.
different. So, but I still recommend going to listen to it.
Yeah, just
so.
give them all a listen. We can't tell you what you think. We
Yeah.
Can't, we can't.
I can't tell you what you like.
I hope we can't. If we're that easy to sway, it's that easy to sway you. Well,
Yeah.
you should definitely give me money because it's for the good of everyone.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
Yeah. I also got fanfic this week though. It's a really short little one. It's called Another Cup of Tea, Madam, by Maines. And it's really short, so again, it's one of those I can't really tell you too much. Well, it's not really too much happening, but basically Celestia's doing a royal thing. She's gotta do the meetings, I gotta do the politics and all this stuff, and she's bored. So then, she sees Sweetie Belle and she's crying and she's upset, and turns out it's because her friends abandoned her because she just wanted to do a tea party and her friends thought that was too foolish.
Yes.
So, and because Sweetie Belle's like, "You want to come to my tea party, princess?" And Celestia's going to turn her down, but then why not? Accepts her, takes the offer up, and just kind of walks off with Sweetie Belle, and they have a tea party. It's kind of fun and silly.
Yep.
And there's another chapter which is an epilogue, and you know what? It's kind of silly. It's short, but kind of sweet at the same time.
Yep, it's a sweet little read.
I liked it a lot. Not a lot, but I liked it enough to feature it here. So yeah, go check it out. It's short, real easy read. You'll finish it off in 10 minutes or less, easy.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it for our episode this week. We have had quite a bit to talk about, of course, but anyway, if you want to contact us, you can contact us via email, and that's pony411podcast@gmail.com. You can, comments, questions, news bits, whatever you want to send us. Please don't send us spam, though.
Please don't.
Yes, and there's another way to contact us. Twitter. We're at Pony401. We're tweeting every once in a while, tell you when shows or new episodes are up and whatnot. We'll maybe also goof off a little bit every here and there, but Facebook as well. You can like us there, facebook.com/pony401. We do announce episodes. We don't really use it as much, but still, I guess if you want to have a good place to see new episode announcements, there you go. We're at Libsyn if you want to download episodes and stuff, past, present, future. pony411.libsyn.com. It's LIBSYN. That's where all our main downloads are. You can also find us on YouTube. That's youtube.com/pony411, or on iTunes if you want to download and subscribe there. It's just search for Pony411. We'll show up, right, for that. And if you just don't want to download it all or don't want to go use the YouTube channels at all, you can also listen to us on Ponyville FM. It's ponyvillefm.com. They have the music stream every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's where we are every week, Tuesday, except for that one week, but we weren't on at all that week. So if you want to contact me personally, I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. If you want to contact the other guy personally, he's at Alca7raz with an underscore at both ends and a T instead of a 7. Or 7 instead of a T. Wow, I got that backwards.
Other guy.
Yeah, the other guy here. Yeah. And of course, as usual, show notes and all that stuff, like I said at the top. So until next week, we have another Spike episode to talk about. It will hopefully be as good as this one or better.
Hopefully better.
Yeah. Until then, don't forget, don't be like Spike, and please pony responsibly.